Hello, my name is Daniel Edwards. Today I'll be presenting to you my proposed brand identity for Jungle de Beton. Who and what is Jungle de Beton? Newly founded in London, Jungle de Beton, named after Bob Marley's song Concrete Jungle, is a creative demonstration of culture and heritage itself, representing the underrepresented through means of storytelling, visual communication, and art. The studio seeks to demonstrate holistic perspectives of marginalized communities, inspired by the founders' mixed Jamaican and Sri Lankan heritage, showing both the beauty and the pain that comes with growing in certain areas of the world. What is the challenge for this studio? Jungle de Beton seeks to create across a multitude of industries, including but not limited to graphic design, fashion, photography, and art. The challenge when developing an identity for such a broad creative scope is to establish both a distinct visual identity and seamless branding system that allows audiences to easily recognize and interpret all works as if to know even before stating that that is by Jungle de Beton. In this continually growing digital social environment, audiences are pivoting to engage with emotionally authentic and culturally relevant storytelling. We see this across social media profiles like blackarchives.co and Lost Salon Diaries, who are achieving high levels of authentic engagement through a pigeonholed focus on stories of ethnic culture. Creators are already delivering these perspectives and audiences are continuing to engage, just not through the creative lens that Jungle de Beton seeks to deliver, which I believe is a huge visibility advantage. Even though this representation has been prevalent to certain communities, only 26% of people in the UK say they see themselves represented in the arts, further highlighting that whilst a degree of representation exists, many ethnic minorities still do not feel like they are authentically represented in the visual arts. As Jungle de Beton exists as a point of authenticity, it feels as though the studio can become a trailblazer for both authentic and impactful visual representation, firstly established by clear, concise, and recognizable branding. I have developed a strategy that I believe to be the strongest identity for Jungle de Beton as it establishes itself as a studio. I believe that the DNA of Jungle de Beton is rooted in the countries in which it was inspired by, and with such strong identities being attached to these cultures, there is the perfect opportunity to reinterpret and deliver them in new contexts creatively. This strategy includes a comprehensive brand identity, systems to organize the brand, and applications in which the new identity has been implemented. I have built out a brand identity that seeks to establish the studio as a visual demonstration where culture and contemporary visual art intertwine, following the intentions of the studio's inception. And I believe the completed design process has produced an outcome that is entirely representative of the company's vision. Analyzing the brief, positioning becomes very clear, and this journey towards clarity is what brand identity is seeking to achieve. In alignment with contemporary design and art studios, a simplistic wordmark is the strongest logo outcome as it doesn't overshadow the works themselves whilst also remaining bold and polarizing throughout. Various outcomes were explored, taking into account the 8 benchmarks provided in the brief. For flexibility of the logo use, this simplistic outcome remains both the most convenient and visually communicative. The logo and name should remain capitalized at all times, representing the harmoniously juxtaposed elements of the company: authenticity, experimentation, representation, and pride. The bold, balanced, and easily recognizable wordmark holds strong as a symbolic representation of the company holistically. The logo is created from the Newhouse Grotesque font family, and this font family stands as the brand's primary typeface. With 5 weights from thin to bold, the geometric, balanced, and easily recognizable sans serif typeface communicates information strongly, whilst the range of weighting aids hierarchical systems with ease. Color is the most integral aspect of the brand's identity, standing as a direct representation of the cultures that birthed Jungle de Beton. Within both Jamaican and Sri Lankan culture, a series of these colors have been seen to represent similar themes. Jamaica and the Rastafarian movement embracing the red, gold, and green. Sri Lanka embracing the gold and blue. In Jamaica, the green has been known to represent the lushness and hope of the earth, specifically Jamaica and Ethiopia. The red signifies the blood of those killed for the cause of the African community throughout history. In Sri Lanka, the blue represents the ocean that surrounds the island, one of the characteristics of the country that Lankans view as their safe haven. The gold stands to represent the sun, which shines bright on both countries and all their beautiful people. These colors form the identity of these countries, and I believe when used in certain combinations in new contemporary visual communication context, there is ample opportunity for innovative outcomes to be achieved in ways that haven't been explored before, stamping the identity of JDB and all these cultures across all works. The guidelines to the brand identity are further detailed in the supplied brand book, highlighting things such as tone of voice and the brand organization system. Due to the broad scope of creative works of the studio, the brand book is comprehensive and detailed to ensure that moving forward, the brand can progress in a systematic, organized manner. Now moving on to the application of this proposed identity. Starting with the business card, which really begins as the foundation of the branding system. The placement of the Jungle de Beton logo across assets such as the business card and the website is intentionally restrained, allowing the emotional and cultural storytelling of the brand to take precedence over overt branding. Rather than functioning as a dominant commercial symbol, the logo acts more as a signature within the wider visual system, reflecting the brand DNA of authenticity, pride, and overstated confidence. The balance and intersection layout of the business card information subtly mirrors the cross formation of the Jamaican flag, reinforcing these themes of national identity, structure, and cultural pride, whilst maintaining the brand's clean and understated visual language. Moving on to the cookbook, the first official physical print asset of the studio. The cookbook is the perfect opportunity to establish clear systems of identity and organization that can be referred to for future publications for consistency. Compositions were intentionally minimal and spacious, allowing the food itself to become a cultural artifact and point of pride. The layout presents Jamaican food culture through a more contemporary, elevated, and emotionally respectful lens. The balance between clean typography, raw photography, and empty space creates a feeling of calmness and intimacy, further amplified by handwritten annotations that almost make you feel as though you're browsing through a family cookbook. The book sleeve itself is inspired by old dancehall signage. Placing this over a simplistic, color-forward hardback cover is intended to visually communicate themes central to the DNA of Jungle de Beton: migration, displacement, healing, and identity. An additional asset that I pitched to be considered alongside the release of the cookbook is a jarred jerk seasoning. As there are 2 recipes within the cookbook that use this jerk seasoning, I believe it would be the perfect accompaniment that builds the studio out even more, moving directly into the publication and food industries with just one single release. Holistically, I am confident that this is the identity for Jungle de Beton as it begins its journey towards cultural and artistic trailblazing. The possibilities for the studio seem endless, and with such a comprehensive, detailed, and organized branding identity, I see no reason why the studio won't become the cultural powerhouse that it intends to grow into. For any further questions regarding what I've outlined today, please feel free to reach out and discuss. I hope you all have a great day ahead, and thank you for listening.